Hi, my name is Nicholas Tampio. I am going to explain why I think you should read Democracy and Education by John Dewey and why you should consider buying this edition. So there are three ideas of John Dewey's that I think are very, very important. One of them is learning by doing. It's one of the lines that he did in this book. John Dewey's argument is that people make the most, have the best educational experiences, make the most out of their education when they use their whole bodies, when they touch, when they taste, when they feel, when they move their feet, when they listen. So the fact is that you could teach children about oranges by watching a video about oranges, but that wouldn't make any sense, right? You'll learn much more about an orange if you peel it yourself, if you eat it, you taste it, and then you learn about the history of oranges and where your orange came from and about biology and about grafting and genetics. I mean, all of these things flow out of actually peeling an orange. So John Dewey is a big believer in learning by doing. Related to that, he believes in occupations, that he thinks that children learn when they do meaningful real-world activities. So one of the key ideas of Dewey in Democracy and Education is gardening. Think about all the things you learn from gardening, about how the soil is in your area, about what kind of crops grow in your area, about the relationship between weather and agriculture. And it's very satisfying for children to actually pick the vegetables that they've grown. And then what's important about the idea of occupations is you can keep increasing the intensity, right? That at the earlier grades, it's really concrete. And then as you go along, it becomes more abstract. So occupations are really giving children a chance to sort of do adult occupations in a safe environment, occupy their time doing something that's meaningful. A third idea of Dewey's that I think is important is he called for a Copernican revolution in education. And John Dewey's method is sometimes called child-centered. I think that's right in the sense that any good education is going to appeal to the particular children in the room. You can't have one size fits all. You have to find what interests the kids. If if the local team wins the Super Bowl, you should do a unit on sports or on the local sports team, or go to parades, or make sort of congratulatory cards or something like that that makes school have purpose for those particular type children. Part of Dewey's message in Democracy and Education is you need to keep scaling up the intensity. So you start with interest for the child, but then you teach them the importance of discipline to keep progressing with their education. So why this edition of the book? I've been spending several years bringing out this new edition for Columbia University Press. I wrote about 30,000 words of editorial apparatus. It's like a small book, an edition. I mean, I guess what I would say is that I'm drawing on 100+ years of scholarship. And basically, every little corner of the book has spawned articles, texts. There have been articles written about its relationship to World War I. He's writing it during World War I, about his students from China and India and Turkey and Mexico and how his ideas migrated, about the relevance to current debates about things like grit, or about recess, or what's one of the other ones here, like school choice, charter schools, right? That all of these are topics that Dewey himself did not literally write about, but if you're trying to make sense of why Dewey matters right now, these are key ideas. Scholars have written about them. So if you get my edition of John Dewey's Democracy and Education, I'll be citing lots of different authors and hopefully explaining clearly why Dewey matters now. I did this work as a labor of love. I think that John Dewey's message is super important for today, trying to make sort of a humane, holistic education for children. And I hope you enjoy reading my edition.